Hi lovelies, it's me Tamala Clover with Dear Tamala, advice you can trust. Today I am going to sincerely attempt to do two advices in one 30-minute video. I saw two titles that are both about crushes, and I'm just going to head right into it. It's going to be from our advice from Reddit. Really liking it, and let's go. So the first one is tap it. A question from this OP is it wrong to tell my friend her crush, in quotation marks, may only like her for the attention? Okay, let's go. Let's see. My friends Logan and Caroline are currently beginning to hang out a bit. They have FaceTime around 5 hours a day for the past 2 to 3 weeks and texted in the other hours. Let's stop right there. Okay, they're FaceTiming for 5 hours a day for like 2 to 3 weeks. Oh my gosh, that's not starting to hang out. That is like, oh, sorry, it's getting dark and like this light is so bright. But I guess it'll just be my angel glow. Well, but like 5 hours a day for weeks. Okay. And then they're also texting. That is a lot of communication. Logan has previously told me he finds her ugly and nothing special, so I find it weird he's suddenly attracted to her only once they began texting this much. I personally feel like he's only in it because she gives him attention and not because he really likes her. I really care about both of them, so I wouldn't want this to end badly. I want to tell these concerns to Caroline, but I don't want to stir the pot unnecessarily and possibly ruin something good. Obviously, his feelings could have generally changed, but if he's just attracted to attention, I don't think it's going to end well. Is it my place to do this? I want to say this. Again, sorry, my tablet is so bright and it's gone dark, but I want to say this. With my life partner, the first time like we were intimate, well, it was after the first time. It's like the morning after. We were friends, and I thought I was being such a good, honest friend. I was younger. I was like in my early 20s, and I said to him, "Look, just so you know, I will never be attracted to you." And like, what I meant wasn't that like they were unattractive. For me, it meant I didn't feel a strong attraction to them. I thought I was being honest. I didn't want to lead them on. They were my friend. I realize now that I'm older that I could have like maybe not said that or basically said anything but that, because that just wasn't it. It was meant nicely, but it doesn't sound nice. um I've also been wildly attracted to people. Not a lot, but like there's been a couple people who are like just wildly attracted to them, like in a chemistry kind of way, where like I look at them and think this isn't my normal type. Like I'm not even sure like to me that they're that good looking. I mean everybody has something special about them. But when it comes to like what I think of as attractive in a more like romantic or sexual way, I definitely have types that I have preferences for, and there's been a couple people who did not meet those preferences, and I'm like, but then I'm like next to them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? There are also people who who are attracted by different means. Like it's not just physical means. And it's a little bit like I could be a little bit like this too, but I'm not fully this way. Where like you're attracted to people intellectually, like or for any number of reasons. Physical looks are not the only reasons that you can be generally attracted to somebody, and there's also reasons to say that you're not attracted to somebody even if you are. Like maybe this person, I don't know what your friend looks like, you don't really say whether or not you think she's attractive, or other people think she's attractive, just that he doesn't, or said to you that one time. But maybe, but maybe he's like, she's not the person I'm supposed to be attracted to, because that's another variable. Like, you know, um, I will say this: to spend that amount of time talking to somebody, something's going on. And I think, like, if you're concerned about it, have a talk with him. Don't go to her. Go to him and be like, hey, I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I really care about Caroline, and I also care about you, and I just want to check in and see what's going on. Like, what is this? Like, um, and don't like toss her under the bus. Like, don't be like, she has such a big crush on you. You know, don't do that. Just be like, it just seems like you two are talking a lot to each other, like a lot more than like regular friends do. Just what's going on. Like, I just want to make sure that, like, also she's not getting the wrong impression. Like, whether that is like where your head at? Where's your head at, boy? Like, where's your head at? Like, are you just talking to her because you're friends and like you're really excited about the friendship and like whatever? If that's the case, just try to make sure that like that's up front and clear. Like, you know, if you ask like, oh, why, maybe just be like, just because like it's just a lot of time, and like sometimes that could seem like maybe it's something more than just friendship. On the other side, be like, hey, also, it's okay if like you maybe weren't saying like exactly how you felt that one time about her, like, or if like things have changed for you, and like you are actually interested in her. Um, but I think it'd be good for you to be honest about that too, like the part about you being interested in her. Just like, um, just for both of you, just to be upfront with each other about what this means, because it's a lot of time, and I just want to make sure that you both are on the same page, because I care about you both so much, and I want you both to be really happy. And I'm really glad that you two are connecting, and it seems like that means a lot to both of you. You might get, it might be a little bit awkward at points, but go with that. Don't assume that he has nefarious intentions unless like he gives you more of a reason for that. Also, don't, like I said, don't toss your friend under the bus or be like, oh, she likes you so much, like, because it's her decision whether or not she wants to reveal that, not yours. um so there's that. Sorry. And the part about thinking that he's just in it for attention, like, come on, like, seriously, what what kind of like person needs that much attention? Like, I mean, I need a lot of attention. um Honestly, it's, besides like wanting to like connect with everyone here and like put myself out and like try all these different things, there is a socialness to me. And like, I've literally been stuck in my house for like months because of an injury. I get needed socialness. People don't usually need socialness so much that they would talk to somebody that they have no interest in for like that amount of time. So there's some kind of interest going there, whether it's romantic or not. So I think the angle to take is like, hey, what kind of interest do you have? You know? And if they say that they're like romantically interested, don't like double down and like, oh, you said that one time, you know? Um, that's, yeah, you don't need to do that. Yeah. Let's see what some people have said. Because this was posted 7 hours ago, so it's pretty new. Somebody wrote, you have no idea what's actually going on. Don't mess things up for people based on your uninformed opinion. 100%. 100%. I think a key difference would be if you knew that she thought that it was something more, and then and you also knew that he was going around doing certain things. Again, just like, even if you're seeing other people, that doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have permission to do that, or like, it's behind her back or anything like that. But just like kind of sussing out the situation, like if he's being weird or something. Same thing with her though, because like you say she has a crush on him. If she's saying like, "Oh, I'm just friends with you," and to him, and like being there, and like kind of thinking that she's gonna get in that way, and that's the only thing that she cares about, because it is okay to be friends with somebody that you like. Okay. um it's just not cool to be friends only because you like somebody in the hopes to get with them. That's that's like nice girl, nice guy behavior. So and there is a nuance to that. It's if you generally want to be friends with somebody and you generally care about them, and you just happen to have a crush on them, and you're like trying to ignoring that, um, that's fine in my opinion. That's the thing. But if she's not doing that, if she's like just like, "Oh, I'm gonna like convince him to like me," that's like kind of like maybe have a talk with her then. Let's see what other people have said. This is really a question for you. How much do you want to meddle with your friends' interpersonal lives? I have friends who wouldn't dream of not telling their friends about this, and friends who wouldn't dream of ever getting involved in any way. Personally, I'd probably stay out of it. Attention changes, and it's not really my business. If you take this route, you cannot go talking about this stuff behind their back. That's true too. Don't do that either. Don't go behind their back, and don't do that. Yeah. And then another person said, I'd recommend you stay in your lane and leave them alone. It's not uncommon for people to feign disinterest in someone they don't think they have a chance with. Now, if he was cheating on her or something like that, and you knew, then it's a whole another thing. But right now, they seem to both be happy, and neither is doing the other wrong. If it doesn't end well, then so what? They still have had this happy time together. And I think that kind of confirms like my thoughts on the matter exactly. Um, yeah, just, and that goes for like anybody. Like it's a balance, but like you have to like weigh the cost benefit thing. And like honestly, my advice is like, unless somebody is like, you're sure that somebody is like gonna be hurt or something like not right is happening, kind of try to stay out of relationships tough as much as you can. um and I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna try to actually move on to the second post. um and this one was posted 5 hours ago. And it says, do I keep talking to the guy my friend has a crush on? This time crush is not used in quotation marks. And this is by a different poster, in our advice. For context, my closest friend and I have known each other for almost 4 years. Over time, we both developed a crush on the same guy at the same time and bonded over it. But they were easily more obsessed with him than I was. And I mean very obsessed. We both followed him on Instagram, and things remained normal for a while until recently. He responded to something I posted, and since then, we've been texting on and off for the past few months. He invited me to a concert he was going to, and I used that opportunity to invite my friend as well, telling them he'd be there. I was never opposed to setting up the two of them together, and I encouraged my friend multiple times to just talk to him or DM him. In response to my invitation, they went cold. The next day, they asked me to promise that I wouldn't date or sleep with them, to which I agreed because I hate confrontation. That never sat right with me, though, and we sat down and talked it through. They were very upset and still feels weird about the whole thing, even ignoring me for a week because of it. I told them that he might not even like me, he might even be gay, and he was the one who reached out to me first. Things calmed down and we no longer talk about him. Fast forward to yesterday. He invited me over for dinner at his place with some friends. I know I should tell her about it, but I'm scared to. She won't like it, but I can't lie to her either. He's not worth all this drama, but I really do like him, and if not romantically, platonically. Is this all worth it, or should I tell him we can't talk anymore? Thoughts? It's been bugging me for a while. And I think I'm going to read the comments first on this one and then get into it. So we have a person commenting, depends how much of a friend you consider the one you invited. Morally speaking, no. You should not have invited the friend unless the guy brought it up. You trying to ship them is weird. I think he considered it a date. And then the OP responds, you're right, I shouldn't have invited them. I think I just wanted to tell them so it wasn't sneaky, but in a more friendly way. Because of it, I ended up not even going. And then the person who said the first comment responds to the OP, apologize to guy, explain everything. The only thing I could think of is telling the guy to message friend and tell them he likes you and you didn't tell him to do it. Okay. So we're gonna get into this. I think I'm gonna make it through this video, you guys. 4 years is a decent amount of time for a friendship. I have a friend, and like I'm not really using Tinder right now, but there was a day when I was so Tinder friendly and I was using it a lot, and yeah, I liked it. It was a way to meet people. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But even when me and her weren't hanging out, we would often end up like matching with the same guys. And the way we handled it was, if we were talking to them, like if we both had just matched, usually it was like, well, whoever they like get in touch with first, or whatever, whoever, that kind of thing. And then there were times where like we had been talking to somebody and the other person maybe was talking to the person, but not as much. And the person that was building the relationship might be like, hey, like, just leave this one alone. That was especially true if it was somebody that the other person didn't match with, but like thought was cute, like a new boyfriend or something. Just like, maybe leave this one alone. That might sound weird, but I actually shared a boyfriend with this person, and it wasn't a big deal. It was just like sometimes like we didn't want to share. There were other times where like, we would just like let the other person know, like, hey, I'm totally cool if like I'm like kind of like seeing this person or interested in this person. I'm okay if you're interested in this person at the same time, and like whatever. And we always protected the friendship. Like I had some guy that she was seeing one time, and that I finally like managed to like arrange plans to hang out with her permission. Like she was cool with it. The dude canceled his plans with her the next day and said it was because he was too tired after hanging out with me. I was like, bro, no, you did not. No, you didn't. And like at that point, I told him like, that's not cool. No one comes between me and my friend, and like I'm just done talking to you. Like that was it for me. He could use any excuse. He could like a family member supposedly passed away or whatever, but like saying like something like that, using me as an excuse to like cancel plans on like one of my friends, like no. And I also contacted my friend. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like I'm so sorry if I knew that was gonna happen. I wouldn't have agreed to hang out with him, and he's no longer like a part of my life. You're my priority. You're my friend. Like no guy's gonna come between us. And like we were totally cool. Not everybody has like the same kind of dynamics that me and my friend have, but I think it is normal to have situations where like maybe two people have crushes on the same person. I think that it's not fair. I understand why the friend requested what they requested. I don't think it's fair to request it though. It's not a fair expectation. To say like, hey, will you agree not to like see this person or whatever, just because like if they both know they like the same person, then like that's something they have to navigate. And like honestly, they should have had a plan in place, like whether in case something did ever happen. I think they were both thinking nothing would happen, that this person would never like have an interest. I think the OP needs to be real honest. Is this, no, they say it is, but is it a genuine interest? Like, are you interested in this person regardless of your friend? Like, in regardless. And, or is it in part because they also like them? Because, like, sometimes that can happen. And, it's just important to, like, know inside where your head's at. The other thing is, do you think some people will be over the top with how much they like somebody, and it doesn't necessarily mean they like them more than you. It just means that they might be a little bit more expressive. So the real question isn't how much the friend seems to be obsessed with this person. The real question is, how much do you generally like this person? And if you generally like this person and would like to like see if you could date them, the thing to do is to have an, it should have been done earlier, but to have like the talk with the friend is like I like this person too, and if there's an opportunity, I'm not gonna like sabotage you or like try to ruin things for you, but I'm also not gonna give up my shot, and I don't expect you to do that either, you know. So it goes both ways. I think it's totally fine to have invited the friend to the concert. You weren't really seeing the other person or whatever. I think that I think it's okay to kind of like be like, hey, you like this person, I like this person, they've contacted me, I'm gonna set up a casual situation, because you can't guarantee what he's gonna do, where like you can meet this person and like see if anything happens, and I'm gonna see what happens. But at the end of the day, like we both like him and it's his choice, and it might not be either of us, you know what I mean? Because the OP saying like she doesn't even know like what his orientation is or like where his head is at, and it's like, but it's, you can't guarantee somebody, you know what I mean? And I did that a lot with my little sister. She would conveniently often have a crush on the exact same person I did, say in high school. As soon as I came out with it, and she always had the bigger crush, and I didn't know how to handle that, so I would just like write that person off. Like I wouldn't communicate with that person, even if that person was a better fit for me. I was like, I'm not going to compete with my sister. It was too weird. And like, but in retrospect, there's some times where I didn't even know if she really liked the person. And like, I don't know, it was just like weird. And it shouldn't have mattered, like, because everybody, you have a right to try. You don't have a right to be gifted an actual human person, you know? And I think it's just like, I think being honest with the guy could be a potential option. I think if your friend knows him at all, like, you need to like kind of let her know what's up first. But like, because that's kind of can be so awkward. But yeah, something you could do potentially, assuming your friend is okay with it and like you're okay with it, is just like to the guy be like, and you have to be like willing to like put it out there, because like, I mean, you don't know, the OP saying she doesn't know if they have a crush on her or not, or like if the guy likes her or whatever. But to be honest with him, you have to kind of come out as liking him and just be like, hey, I like you. And if you want to, you could add, and my friend likes you, and like we both liked you for a while, and like I don't really know how to handle this situation. I don't even know how you feel. Like I like you as a person too, and would like to really be friends. But like as more than friends, I just wanted to put it out there. It's not off the table for me if it's something you're interested in. But I also wanted to like just like, I've talked it over with my friend, and I just wanted to put it out there, like they're also interested in you, and like maybe you just haven't gotten a chance to like notice them or whatever. And because like we're so close, if like if there's any chance that you might like them, I just kind of would like you to check that out and see, and like also like, you know, if you're interested in me. And it sounds really weird and like kind of like awkward, honestly, but like sometimes you just have to be awkward, you know, in life. You just have to, like, that's the honest approach. um I think even without that, it might be good to be honest with him about just like, hey, I just want you to know that like before like you contacted me, I'd actually noticed you a little bit like your Instagram and stuff like that, and I thought it was cool and like kind of cute. And I don't want it to like feel like there's any foundation that's not truthful. um you know, you contacted me, I wasn't like you know, like cyber stalking you or anything like that. But yeah, you know, just a little bit of interest there. And I think that could be a way to alleviate like some of that feeling on your part of like, oh man, I really like this person. And I've been like looking at his stuff, like I'm not gonna lie, I've looked at some people's like Instagrams and stuff. um and like I get it, like if you've done that a bit and like talked about it and like kind of like shared like interest, like it could seem a little bit weird when you're actually hanging out with the person normally, to have that kind of like side story that they don't know about. Overall though, I'd say it's up to you. You know, I think it's pretty common for people to look at people's um Instagrams and like different social medias. I think he contacted you. I think also I keep saying like you, like I'm talking to the OP, but I really, you know, you never know, like maybe the OP will hear this. And that we all have a right to like take our chance, you know. I think when we're younger, it could be a little bit easier to like think, I don't, I'm gonna give up my chance for somebody else, you know. Um, but at the end of the day, it's your life, and like you deserve to attempt it, you know. And like I would say, pursue the friendship with the guy and pursue whatever else. Just be honest and upfront about it with your friend. Like if you're gonna like, I would just say in general, like even if you think it's just gonna be a friendship, I would go to your friend and be like, hey, like you have his information, you need to DM him if you're interested. Like, but I'm not backing off, like, and I'm not trying to compete with you, but he's contacted me, I like him a lot, whether that's as a friend or more. And like I'm gonna like I'm gonna see if there's anything there. And like I'm not trying to stop you from doing the same thing. um you know, but like I'm not gonna wait for you to do it either. So, and that might be a good opportunity to mention that you know, he invited you to go visit, like hang out and stuff. And just be really honest about that, like I'm gonna do my thing, and it's not to get at you. And like, you know, you care about your friend, and at the same time, like you guys have known this whole time that you both like the same person. And it's not fair, it wouldn't be fair for you to ask her to do something like that for you. Just like it wouldn't be fair for you to ask her now to not show any interest, when you guys aren't together with this guy, like neither one of you are with this guy. You don't know where his head's at. Just go for what you want. And if your friend can't handle that reasoned response, then they're not being a good friend, honestly. That's the side I would go with. You know, yeah, like it's really selfish of the friend the way that they're responding. But that's it, you guys. 2 questions in 30 minutes. Like I'm really impressed with myself. I'm trying to like improve on this. Please subscribe and leave comments, ask questions. If you ask questions, I might feature it in one of my videos. I'd be love to correspond with you. Okay, have a great night.